The Orange Shirt Day movement was started by Phyllis Webstad of the Dog Creek First Nation, who is a survivor of a Canadian residential school. On her first day of school in 1973, she wore the brand new orange shirt which her grandmother bought for her and was promptly stripped of it, along with her other belongings, and soon her cultural identity, in attempts to forcibly assimilate her into the pervading Canadian culture at the time. Webstad is among countless individuals in the United States and Canada who was forced into this system of Indigenous cultural erasure. From the early 1800s through the 1970s, hundreds of thousands of Indigenous children across the United States and Canada were taken from their families and forced into boarding schools, often referred to as Indian residential schools. This system was engineered to strip Indigenous children of their culture and heritage and assimilate them into overarching contemporary culture in both the United States and Canada. Children were subject to terrible conditions in these schools, such as overcrowding, poor sanitation, lack of medical care, inadequate heating, and harsh treatment and punishment from teachers. The mortality rates in residential schools were high, and those who did not survive often were not treated with posthumous care and respect. Because of this, the names and stories of many who did not survive are unknown today. Phyllis spoke out about her first day at residential school and the loss of her orange shirt at the St. Joseph Residential School Commemoration Project and Reunion events in May of 2013, donning an orange shirt for the first time since 1973. Prior to this day, Phyllis hated and avoided wearing the color orange as it reminded her of the trauma endured during her time at the residential school. During her speech, though, Phyllis reclaimed the color orange to symbolize remembrance and the sentiment that children matter and should never be put through such treatment again. Orange Shirt Day is celebrated in September because it is the time of year when Indigenous children were taken from their families and forced into residential school systems, which would go on to strip these children of their cultural identities as well as abuse and traumatize them. Though we wear orange today to respect and remember those who survived and those who did not, it is important to carry these stories with us each and every day. Inspired by the story of Phyllis and others like her who endured the cruel conditions of residential schools in the 19th and 20th centuries, students from Historic Huguenot Street's Lenape language course created the following projects to commemorate Orange Shirt Day. The following projects are written in Lenape, a Munsee Delaware language. The Lenape text will be shown, and the English translations will be read. This day, I remember my friends. I have no place to go this dark season. It is the end of September, a time to remember, so I wear orange on this date to remember and commemorate, with my sisters and brothers and all surviving others, recalling those terrible times buried deep in our minds. As we seek out those to blame, and as we live with the pain, we say, never again. Orange Shirt Day reminds everyone about the evil at the schools. We all should promise to work together and heal these evils. I have hope it will be better. Children matter. Remember, heal, change, respect, grow together. If you feel inspired by this movement, create your own visual or written project and share it with us in the comments. Or simply wear an orange shirt today to remember and honor those who were forced into the residential school system.